My husband and I were high school sweethearts, but you already know that. But what you don't know is the story of how he asked me to marry him. My husband decided to take me out on a really big date, and to this really big date, he kept asking me questions. And the questions were little questions that were always weird, but they were always questions that I would answer no to. Questions he would ask me would be like, would you like dessert? Would you like chocolate cake? Knowing full well that I'm allergic to chocolate, so I would say no. Then he asked the waitress to continue asking me questions that I would say no to. So she kept coming over, and if my cup was clear full of water, she would say, hey, would you like some more water? To which I would always say no, because my water cup was full. And the questions continued, and they just got weirder and weirder. Things like, hey, do you need a swimsuit? And I would be like, no, of course not. It's January. After dinner, we went for a walk. It started to snow, and it was very, very cold. And I kind of didn't want to get out of the car, but I got out of the car anyway, because I kind of knew what we were there for. He looked up at me, and I looked at him, and he said, hey, have you gotten all your nose out? And I'm like, what do you mean, have I gotten all my nose out? And he's like, well, I asked you a lot of questions that you should have said no to, so I think you've gotten all your nose out. He got down on both knees in the snow, and he asked me to marry him, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but I know it wasn't no. So anyway, this is the story of how my husband and I took our very first selfie together on the top of a mountain in the middle of a snowstorm, in the dark, with a disposable camera.